Problems and high, problems and high, on the blind of my problems and high. Get that shite off. Get it off, man. Get that shite off. That was shite. Woo! Hello and welcome to this Wednesday's edition of Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. Welcome one and all. My name is Stephen John McLaughlin. I'm one of the co-hosts on Movie News, and the other co-host is here as always 5 days a week, John C. Walsh.
Hanging together with Boytack, Stephen, after my weight session last night.
Yeah, I watched last night's show, John. Very interesting stuff you were talking about.
What's it?
Yeah, do you not remember?
No.
You kind of lost the plot at the end.
Yes.
I think it was a graphic that threw you off.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole, yeah.
The joys of doing it yourself, isn't it?
I went down the rabbit hole from the very start last night. You're that lacking in movie news that you're speaking about. Michael B. Jordan,
Captain America 4.
Sort of speculating about playing Superman. You know you are fucked from the get-go. So I was struggling mightily for news last night.
John,
mightily.
When we're headlining, we've got this covered news.
Is that what we're doing today?
No.
Oh.
When we're doing that, that's when we struggle.
Stephen, we've done that many a time back in the day. We got this covered.
And we don't like doing clickbait stuff. We don't do that.
And that's basically what they operate in solely.
We don't like doing that. So
have you ever heard Cam Pierce speaking about we got this covered?
No, I've not. What's he saying?
Gio doesn't like him.
Yeah,
says they talk shite. And they do. They talk more shite than Mike Zero. And that's saying something.
Right, okay. That's another.
Mike talks a load of shit.
Yeah, that's another chat we kind of avoid. Well, not now because we're not that interested in Star Wars news at the moment. But John, news we are interested in is of course Doctor Strange director. The Black Phone gets January 2022 release date. The Black Phone premieres in theatres on Friday, January 28th, 2022. The featured landed Doctor Strange director and writer Scott Derrickson. This is coming in from Screen Rant, surprise. And I'm just going to read a couple of paragraphs here. It's really just to give us fill us in what this is about. And it is a Blumhouse.
Yes, Stephen, is that an official image from the movie?
I don't know.
Because if it is, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Please wait for dial tone. It's an old school phone.
Oh, it definitely is.
From the Hitchcockian days.
Yep. Took you an hour to phone a number, I remember those days.
I don't.
Yeah, I do.
Thankfully.
Yeah, that was the days where you could kill someone with the actual receiver, but it was that heavy.
It was just brick mobile phones you could kill with in my day.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Motorola.
But Derrickson's roots in the industry come from the horror genre, as we know. So he is certainly a winning choice for Blumhouse's upcoming feature. The Black Phone film was adapted from a short story from Joe Hill's anthology 20th Century Ghosts. Derrickson is also the mastermind behind adapting the short story to the film medium, along with C. Robert Cargill. The pair recently signed a deal with Blumhouse, so more collaborations are to be expected. That's exciting stuff.
Very, very good news.
Starring in the film is four-time Oscar nominee Ethan Hawke and Mason Thames in his film debut. Bit of a contrast there, but it's very interesting. Yeah, definitely. The Black Phone follows Finney Shaw. You're Walsh. Finney Shaw. Don't know where that came from.
What's he called, Stephen? Fanny Cash. Stephen, I've since discovered that Fanny Cash is actually a decent movie. It's just had a mental breakdown many moons ago speaking about it. Yeah. It's funny how those things happen.
Was that the Indian one?
It was an Indian movie, yep. It was in the box office about 2.5 years ago. And I had a mental breakdown speaking about it. I tried to do a joke and it didn't really pay off. That's usually the case with me when I try to do comedy. And I never recovered. That was in the days when we edited the videos. Fanny Cash.
Was it? Is that what it was called, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. My brain's blank when it comes to things.
You've got a better memory than me, so
I think it is Fanny Cash. If there's any Indian people watching, does that ring any bells? Is it a good movie? Should we watch it? Because it'd be kind of poetic for it to be a fucking Oscar-worthy kind of movie. And I didn't slate it, I just had a breakdown with the name.
Yeah, the name.
Yeah, because there's another word fanny. It's get used over here and it's not in that term.
No, it's not an American term either. It's not bottom. Anyway, John, we'll move on. We'll move on swiftly before I have another fuck up. The black phone follows Finney Shaw. A shy but clever 13-year-old boy is abducted by a sadistic killer and trapped in a soundproof basement. That sounds terrible. Where screaming is of little use. Sounds like one of your scenarios with your sister, John.
Yes, you better say that, Stephen. What would you do if 3 men had you tied down on a table? I'd bite them, they've got you gagged. I'd kick them, they've got you tied. I'd scream, there's no windows. I'd run out the door, there's no door. What I fucking do then? I'd just take what was coming to me.
You'd be in tears, basically. And she'd be laughing.
I'd be like Thanos after Iron Man snaps his fingers. Just sit there and take it.
Yeah, when a disconnected phone on the wall begins to ring, wow, that's creepy. Finney discovers that he can hear voices of the killer's previous victims, and they are dead set on making sure that what happened to them doesn't happen to Finney. Finney Shaw, that is not Walsh.
Finney Shaw, John, sounds like a good Irish name, Stephen.
That sounds like a very good story as well to me.
It does, Stephen. And the writers are there. It's Cargill and it's Derrickson. Stephen, when Derrickson does horror movies, I'll go to myself briefly. Hey, we're getting the intro again. Fantastic.
Welcome to the show.
Boom. There you go. Stephen, just speaking about welcome to the show, did you watch last night's show's intro?
Yeah, I missed the start. Yeah.
It was this, Stephen. Way! I've still got those fucking macros on this keyboard and I don't know why. It nearly ended me, but we recovered. I'd done another intro.
I need to see
and
that
I cracked
now.
on with it. You should watch it. It was hilarious. It wasn't quite as bad as Welcome In On, when I was stuttering all day and having a complete fucking mental breakdown. I'd had to do a solo show and I just knew I was going to make an arse of it. Not in the first second of the show as transpired, but I made it through that, and I'm sure I made it through last night, and I'll make it through this as well. Stephen, when Derrickson's working on horror, it's usually happy times, man. Of course, he did do the first Doctor Strange movie. It was one of my all-time favourite Marvel movies. I just love Stephen Strange. It had elements of that in it. When you've got Mads Mikkelsen playing a sort of shifter, and then a shifty fella, if you like, then it's usually get horror elements in it. And the guy's dabbled with horror before. He's doing a Bermuda Triangle movie with Chris Evans, by all accounts. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about that collaboration with him and Blumhouse. Blumhouse are a historic horror studio.
Yeah. A
studio which is renowned for using very low budgets on movies, which is acceptable for a horror movie. You don't need 50, 60, 70, 80, $200 million for a horror movie, but they make lots of money back.
A good horror movie, John.
A good
horror movie leaves a lot to the imagination. That's why you don't need a massive budget.
Exactly. I'm going to bring up Derrickson, Stephen, and look at his filmography, because you can see here.
Yeah, The Exorcism of Emily
Rose,
I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yep.
We've
had lots of Exorcist movies. Stephen, I'll bring it up. Here you go, man. I'll bring this up. We don't use this.
No, we don't.
Anywhere near enough, and it gets the twos on the screen. I'm going to scare the hell out of you. A lot of people have adapted Stephen King novels over the years, and I've came to realise if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. Maximum overdrive. Oh god, it was my first picture as a director. I done Stephen King circa 1980 something when he was hitting the bottle hardcore.
He only did one movie, didn't he?
He done one movie. Enough? If you want do something right, do it yourself. Well, clearly not, Stephen. That was a pop at Stanley Kubrick. What the fuck? Stanley Kubrick, man, one of the greatest directors of all time. Stephen, get your shit together. Write novels, don't fucking direct. It was horrendous. Lots of swearing already, Stephen. I'll try and rein that in. As you can see, you mentioned the Exorcism.
Labyrinth 2.
Oh yes, Labyrinth 2. I didn't know that's happening.
How's that going to
work? Are we getting back Jennifer Connelly?
We're getting back Bowie.
Are we? Oh, I love David Bowie, and I sorely miss him, but that was fucking superb, Stephen.
Nobody else can do that role, John. I'm very interested in you clicking on that to find out who's going to be playing the... I can't remember which character it's called now.
Stephen, the Goblin King?
Goblin King, yeah.
Oh, I don't know how this is going to work, but I tell you what, if anyone can make it work, it's Scott Derrickson. Let's get back for that, Stephen. Oh... This is some show. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving how off the fucking rails we are already. It's brilliant.
I say it's normally when we're about 5 minutes from ending the show.
Yeah, Stephen, this is going to be brilliant as this show continues. Bermuda Triangle, he's working with Chris Evans on that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to this collaboration with Blumhouse. It's going to be very interesting. You see how he works with that. He's going from high production Marvel movies to very low production Blumhouse fare. But look, we've seen it, The Invisible Man, and lots of other movies from Blumhouse.
Stood Still as well. Yeah.
What was that one with the guy he had the sort of piece of chip in his head or something, and it controlled him. He was a paraplegic, but he gave up some autonomy in the process. I'm trying. Was it Upgrade? I think it was Upgrade. That was good. That was a Blumhouse movie as well. So excited to see these two guys clashing. And the concept of the actual Jason Blum, that is, and Scott Derrickson, and the concept of the story is interesting too, Stephen. As you did say, my sister used to do these sort of what if scenarios when I was a child, when I was growing up. Horror situations, what you do, she'd just keep taking away
it's
every
it's
avenue.
an older sibling thing. I used to do it to Kevin as well, fellow movie burner, my younger brother. I used to do that kind of thing to him till I had reduced him to tears.
It never really reduced me to tears, but
exhausted you. Yeah,
exhausted me.
Yeah.
She beat me into submission, and that's what will happen with this little guy in this room. And the fact it's the whole killer, his previous victims, things talking to him, maybe helping them out of this situation.
It's a nice twist, John. You're using the sort of spirits and the ghosts to...
Sort of echo, Stephen.
Yeah.
You think she's evil, she actually helps uncover the mystery of the murder. It's like What Lies Beneath as well.
That's a good example,
with Harrison Ford. So yeah, I like that concept. I like Blumhouse being in charge of it, and I'm glad Scott Derrickson's continuing to get movies after what happened with Multiverse of Madness. I'm having to step away because of a clash of creative differences between him and Kevin Feige. He wanted an out-and-out horror movie. Feige didn't. He just wanted horror elements. They parted ways, and now he's doing some things like this. It's right up his street, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait, John. I really can't wait. It sounds a great concept as well. I'm just curious to know if those other films that are being announced are part of the deal. When Gravity Fails and Two Eyes Staring. I'm not sure. But
well, Stephen, I tell you, Blumhouse are doing very well. They're sort of moseyed their way into this monster universe with Universal too, and it's better for it because that Mummy movie with Sevilla Botella, I think it was, and Tom Cruise, it was shite, man. Yeah, terrible. When you're pining for fucking your man, you get the original one, Brandon.
You get the right Brendan. Yeah,
Brendan. What's he called? Steve, I'm blanking on his name.
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Fucking wow.
Yeah, Blast from the Past.
Yes, when you're pining for him, you know you're in trouble.
That's actually a film he was in, Blast from the Past, which was very decent.
Stephen, I like Brendan Fraser. I think he's great.
I like him as well, John. Yeah. I just think I don't know what's happening to him.
Finnan.
The last film I saw him in was probably Crash. I think that was the last time I saw him in a film.
Stephen, he's literally finning. His hair's disappearing, and he just can't be a leading man.
No,
unless you're John Travolta.
Yeah, it's a shame.
And even he can't be a leading man. That's why he's starting Fanatic. He's fucking terrible now. He was never really that good, was he, Stephen? John Travolta. I mean, it was two Face Off, and obviously Pulp Fiction. I'm not even counting Saturday Night. Grease. That was fucking shite. Grease was shite as well. Terrible. Not into those kind of movies.
You're not a big Travolta fan,
no, I don't mind him, man, but it's two good movies really for me.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction, he was good in that. You liked his character, John. You were really bummed out when he was finished off with it, weren't you?
It was the manner in which he get killed, Stephen. The sort of little Pop-Tart coming out, and this bitch shit just appeared in the movie. Stephen, when I first watched Pulp Fiction, we're going off on a tangent here. I do apologise. But when I first watched Pulp Fiction, I was young, and I didn't appreciate the creative brilliance of that movie, the multi-perspectives all coming in at different intervals. Yeah. The brilliance of that, I didn't appreciate it. So when this bitch came in, Bruce Willis I'm talking about, he's not a bitch, he's 6 foot and would fucking destroy me. When he comes in and kills Vince Vega, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is going on? I was raging. Now I look back, I think that is unbelievable. Yes. The way he's interjected all these different timelines.
Yeah. And Vince Vega is in the last scene as well, so it all works out well. Although we know his fate, but anyway, John, we're going to move on to we're talking about time travel. That's a nice little blend there, John. I like that. It's all about the Tomorrow War teaser trailer, which we've just watched, just so we can talk about it briefly. Teaser trailer, not much to talk about, I'm afraid, but Chris Pratt time travels to battle aliens. Now, Amazon releases the first trailer for the Tomorrow War, a sci-fi epic starring Chris Pratt as a teacher recruited to fight in a future war. Now, the teaser it's arrived courtesy of Amazon. Fans can get their first look at Pratt's latest sci-fi adventure, which promises to be quite different from his past outings. We'll talk about that, John, about obviously his billing.
I'm looking at the same thing you're reading.
It's a short teaser, but it gives a hint at the major battle that is to come. Now, we can't play it obviously. It's 50 seconds long, so there's not a lot there. Visually, John, it did remind me of Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes,
yeah, the Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt one. Yeah, visually, whether or not there's any sort of similar storyline remains to be seen, but it doesn't really give you a lot, John. We just know there's a bit of time travel involved. His past comes back to sort of haunt him, I suppose. But Chris Pratt, John, the leading man.
Stephen, I'm not entirely sure that Chris has got leading man potential. I know he played a leading man in a Marvel project, so that seems silly to say, but
part of a team though, wasn't it?
It was part of a team, and I know he was in Parks and Rec, but that was part of a team as well. Stephen, I'm going to use. This show's incredible tonight. I'm loving it. Oh, I'm hanging together with
that was my Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Parks and Rec. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Stephen, man, I get worried when these big stars from the Marvel projects sort of drift off into other experiences, if you like, the likes of Chris Hemsworth, because it's usually not great. The other example is Emilia Clarke.
Get above her station.
Game of Thrones. Fantastic as Daenerys.
Yeah.
But when she goes off and does other things, it's usually shite. But she's getting better. I'm getting better. Oh, we were talking about that the other day, weren't we?
Yeah.
My cousin Vinny. Oh, what a movie, man. Oh, special.
Yep.
But I'm worried, that's what I'm saying, I'm worried that Chris will go off and do this. I don't actually know much about Chris's... I don't know much about his solo ventures. Bring this up right
Pictures.
now. Let's go to Chris. Let's just do this. This is a shambles, man. Where's the cursor? What is happening? We'll bring it back just now to try and bring the cursor up.
Yeah.
We will go to Chris Pratt.
Yes,
we will bring up this. Christopher Pratt, as we know, famously wasn't part of the Chris's who were for Joe Biden, and that nearly ended his career. I'm not going to go back his entire career, Stephen, because needless to say, he's had a very long and illustrious career. Magnificent Seven, part of a team again. That was a poor remake, let's be honest. This is all the Avengers movies. You could say he was a leading man in Jurassic World, so to be fair, he was a leading man. And he was good in that, to be fair to him, he was good. The kid I didn't watch, we did react to the trailer.
Killing your own argument.
Well, Stephen, it was one movie, isn't it? The second one with G.A.B. on it wasn't fucking good. It was a movie of two halves.
Yeah.
When it went to that mansion and that little 5'4" midget guy, you get hit with the fucking dinosaur. I was like, this is shite. So you look at that, he's not got a history of leading man movies. Much like Chris Hemsworth, funnily enough, which would surprise you when you look at the guy's stature and how charismatic he is. I'm concerned about this, Stephen, with his leading man potential. I want to see him do well, because I think he's a great guy and he deserves it. And the concept sounds okay, you're right, it does kind of sound like Edge of Tomorrow mixed with a bit of Terminator, reverse Terminator, mixed with, I don't know, some Tenet.
Tenet, yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
They're doing all these sort of right things with the story, but whether it actually pays off, we did watch the teaser, it looked frenetic. And the fact he's kind of battling his past demons and he has to deal with that before he can save the future, that's interesting. That gives him some meat to bite into in terms of this character and what he can do with it, with performances. So concept sounds good. I like Chris Pratt, concerned about his leading man potential.
Yeah, John, it's an Amazon film, so
it was part of a $1 billion franchise.
Yeah, so I'm not saying it's a bit of a come down for him or anything like that, but I think Amazon can take those sort of risks anyway with the calibre of acting of Chris Pratt as the lead man. I don't think it's going to kill them in any way, the studio.
Stephen, did you see the photograph of Chris Pratt on the set of For Love and... I think it was For Love and Thunder. It was, wasn't it? It was beside Chris Hemsworth. Now, most people would look like an emaciated skeleton next to Chris Hemsworth because he is an absolute god. He looks like he's packing the steroids, and that's absolutely fine. That's what he does for a job. I wouldn't do it, but he does, and that's fine. And it's not controversial to say Chris Hemsworth takes steroids because he absolutely does. He looks skinny as hell, Stephen. I was concerned for Pratt. He looked unwell next to him. So I
wonder if he'll be able to carry off that voice that he was putting on to sound like Thor.
Oh, Stephen, I can't wait for Thor: Love and Thunder for that. That was the best thing for me in the whole Endgame. It wasn't that. Was it Infinity War? It was Endgame, wasn't it? At the end. It wasn't even like the spectacles, the poles, Captain America standing up to the whole Thanos army. It was those two bickering at the end. I loved it, man. And what it set up.
Yeah, I'm the leader. Yes, of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are.
Oh.
Yeah. John, I think I don't have any sort of worries for Chris Pratt being the lead man in this. Kind of highlighted it there. He kind of, so far, has carried that Jurassic world.
Well, him and Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah. But as leading man, I think he has, And
acting
it's very hard to judge him in like Guardians and Avengers films as well, because he's part of a ensemble, and
a very good one too.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very hard to. He is obviously the main character in Guardians, but I think all the characters are on par with each other. They all work well as a team. Ironically, actors I'm talking about, I think they all bounce off each other very well in that franchise.
Stephen,
so it's going to be very interesting to see.
You remember when we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy in the cinema? It was dynamite. That opening scene with him dancing to hey. So I may be talking absolute shite. I may have defeated my own argument. He's charismatic. I'm gunning for him. I hope it's good.
Yeah. But we're going to. I think it will, John. I think it will be, and I don't think it's a big risk from Amazon either.
I've gave away multiple.
Yeah, that's okay.
My finger clumsily clutched the numpad on my keyboard and gave away 3 different topics.
That's okay.
Fantastic.
Well, the next one you probably just saw is all about Rogue One concept art, which included an A+ Han Solo reference. Now, this is coming in from Cinema Blend, John, and I'm just prior to Rogue One's release back in 2016, I think it was. It seemed like a major risk for Star Wars to produce a blockbuster that wasn't in the main timeline, but audiences responded well to the story as well as its inclusion of Darth Vader. Some Rogue One concept art has circulated online, and screenwriter Gary Whitta pointed out the reference to Leia calling Han a scruffy-looking nerf herder back in The Empire Strikes Back. As such, nerfs were featured in the concept art, as Whitta explained, and it was a tweet from his official Twitter handle that says that first page of storyboard panels is from my first draft, wherein Jyn led a rebel commando team to Edu, the planet where the Empire was building part of the Death Star. Yes, those are nerfs, and they were being herded. It's a nice John, this is what I'm talking about.
To bring up the actual
Star Wars has got so much potential to do those little things that I'm actually starting to watch these YouTube channels that cover the sort of Easter eggs that you'll get in like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, that's just that one television series. Marvel have been doing this for years, these Easter eggs, little references that probably casual comic book film fans will not pick up on. But you watch these sort of guides, these YouTube channels that do the guides for the Easter eggs throughout the episode. It's amazing what they put into these things. The amount of historical stuff that they put into these episodes as well in films that reference other characters that have not even appeared yet. Exactly, it's world building, John, that's what I'm trying to say. And Star Wars always seem to miss the boat quite a bit. Maybe not with Favreau's stuff, but certainly that would have been a nice little sort of callback to The Empire Strikes Back that isn't in your face, Edu, yeah. Not Edu. Morris Edu, yeah.
Fucking Edu, that guy. Although he did put an end to one particular manager's term, and he done us all a favour. It kind of was him. Stephen, I mean, it looks cool. I've brought it up here. You're kind of cutting off them, half them off in their glory here.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. That's almost like I know it's what is it? It's not a Y. Is it a Y-wing? I think it's a Y-wing.
I don't know what that is.
The sort of new fighter they brought in for Rogue One, but it looks almost like the clone ships, the transport ships, where it's opened, but it's longer. And you see,
based on a Bulldog clip,
yeah. Stephen, it looks like it does look like nerfs. I don't know if this is the nerfs, except I've searched up nerfs, but I presume this is nerfs, and it's an amazing wide shot. So that would have been very, very nice, even as a passing shot in Rogue One. You didn't have to linger on it too much. This may have been the ship coming in as they were navigating the sort of canyons and the lightning and stuff like that. This may have been from that. You could have briefly looked at it and it would have been a lovely little nod. And as you did say, Stephen, when it had a slight small feather in the cap for Kathleen Kennedy in terms of world building, nodding to previous things that happened, instead of just actively destroying it.
I thought the things in Rogue One that were classed as Easter eggs were a bit too on the nose. The whole, he doesn't like you. What is the chances of bumping into that guy in a different planet at that period in time?
And he just managed to get off of this
and repeat the same line, from the cantina. Things like that. Although I still maintain I did hear Watto.
Oh, he did. Stephen was.
When we were in the cinema. Since I've watched that on TV, I can't pick up that sound, John.
No, he's definitely.
That's why you need to get back to theatres. Yeah.
Some lovely, Stephen. I just love looking at things like this in general. This is the moment, of course, when Krennic goes to confront Galen Russell.
Yeah.
And that was a great scene. The silhouette of him walking along. This guy hid from the Empire.
There's much rain there.
Yep. And it doesn't matter where he hid, Stephen. He could always be found by the Empire. That was a great scene. I just love it. And look at that shot up there.
The
fantastic,
artwork's
isn't it?
Fantastic, isn't it?
It's not quite McQuarrie-esque, Ralph McQuarrie, but it's pretty decent. And it's
John,
just
John
showing
McCoy
you.
Art,
Is it John McQuarrie? Is it
John McCoy, sorry.
John McCoy, sorry. I thought he'd had a son. I wasn't aware of it. I thought it passed to a Chinese American guy, didn't it? I always blanking his name. I actually follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He keeps the sort of the stuff at Skywalker Ranch. He's the sort of keeper of all the props. Doug, that's him.
Yeah.
I think it passed to him. I don't know if he was a concept artist. I'm not sure. But it passed to someone anyway. But what I'm getting at is I love seeing these sort of the founding stages of these movies, the concept art. That was one thing I got out of the prequel trilogies, the documentaries, looking at the way they storyboarded.
Yeah.
You see this movie come together, you see the detail.
Lucas with his highlighters.
Yeah.
Vetoing stuff and ticking the boxes for stuff that you like.
Vetoed a lot more, but Stephen, it's interesting to see the way they craft these movies. And I mean, that's brilliant. And a little nod. It's a shame we didn't get it. But that's
John, I'll tell you something. I know that it's heartbreaking for the artists when things don't make it, but at the same time, I think they feel very privileged in their job as well, because it's a passion. They're very good at what they do, as you can clearly see from that. That's an absolute talent. But imagine having that as a job you love. Doing those illustrations.
It's my dream job.
Yeah, it's
I'm
fantastic.
not such a bad artist myself. That was a nod by Skywalker there. Didn't work at all. I'm a good artist. I'm very good.
At the right there, Gaining.
I won an art contest when I was 6 or something for the whole of my city. So I'm very good at art.
Yeah.
But I'm not on that fucking level, let's be honest. But I'd love to do that as a job. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Working in that industry, designing movies. But it's not to be.
Yeah, it's stunning. But anyway, John, we're going to move on. We're going to move on.
Bet I could. That's such a bad pilot.
Listen, I got the reference, if that makes you feel any better. But anyway, we're going to move on, John, to our next topic, and it's all about telepathy Vijay fans in action to combat second wave of COVID-19. This is coming in from indiaglitz.com, and what I'm going to do, John, the thing I love about this website is it's very short and sweet and gets to the point. So
succinct.
So I'll try and just read the whole article, which shouldn't take long.
Mind, Steve, we used to use those fancy words.
Yes.
When we were writing the reviews back in the day. Taut, succinct.
I didn't use them, John. I didn't use them. I wasn't that clever. Telepathy Vijay fans have proved over time that whenever there is a disastrous situation in Tamil Nadu, they jump in to help, much like their idol on screen. Already, during the time of storms and floods in the state, their relief measures were considerable, and similarly in 2020, when the COVID-19 first wave was at its peak, they gave a helping hand to the public. Now the second wave of COVID-19 is spreading at an alarming rate, sadly, and all over the country there's a shortage of oxygen. The Vijay Mako Ayyakam members have provided oxygen cylinders, masks and gloves to the Vairudachalam government. I hope I've said that right. Hospital, I can't even say hospital winning hearts. Social media users are lauding the time social services of telepathy Vijay fans and are sharing about the good deed on all platforms. So John, telepathy Vijay is rubbing off on the fans. His morals and his guidance is all there to be seen. We cover this guy every week, twice a week, 3 times a week, of all the good deeds that he does away from the cinema screen as well, John. And it's certainly rubbing off on the fans, isn't it?
Stephen, this is what I've said before when it comes to this guy.
They're good people.
They are very good people, but Stephen, it comes from the top. And this is what I say it time and again when it comes to telepathy. you see the measure of a person when they achieve fame, power, when they have power in their midst or in their grasp, how they use that power. If they use it to just line their own pockets, appeasement, self-gain, then they're shitheads. But you see it with this guy, he's using his power, using his fame for good.
Yeah.
He's trying to encourage people to lift them out, and lift them up, I should say, to his level. He's trying to make people's lives better via political situations, campaigning for female rights and stuff like that. And then you see it here, man, his followings. We actually had, I think it was Babu, I'm going to bring his name up because I always forget names, but I think it's Babu. I've not even got it in front of me. It's Babu anyway. He comments regularly on our channel. He was speaking about how telepathy had brought, I think, gas cylinder or oxygen cylinders or something back from his trip to the States, and there was lots of controversy between him and the government and nitpicking. I think he says he had to delete his comments or something because he was worried about maybe the ramifications. But you can see the decency from that guy, telepathy, doing that, trying to help people who are less well off than him during this horrendous situation, and how that's rubbing off on fans of this guy. He's a really good, symbol. I can't even think of the word at the moment, but he's setting a good standard for people, and they're certainly stepping up and helping out people who are suffering with this horrendous virus, man. I mean, it's terrible what's happening over in India. I've been watching it, reading about it. Absolutely shocking. My heart goes out to everyone involved over there. We've had our situation over here. Thankfully, it looks as though we are getting out of it. Yeah. And I just wish, I says the other day, all the best to everyone involved. And look, that's just great to see people stepping up in times like this and try to help out people who are less well off than them. Yeah,
John, I mean, the guy does it time and time again, so, you can never accuse this guy of using these situations as PR stunts or anything like that, because he's a genuine guy. I mean, our community have educated us on the work he does off camera, in his personal life. He's a very humble person that wouldn't mind a lot of his sort of good deeds to remain private, because that's not what it's about with him.
And he had the scene removed from the movie, Master. Yeah. He could have put it out there and took all the adulation, the fame. He left it. It became a deleted scene. It got out there anyway. So that speaks volumes for the guy. He's very humble. Stephen, look, I can only speak my experience with Indian people in general, man. As you know, I'm good friends with a guy from Andhra Pradesh. I've had interactions with many Indian people who have come over to this country. And in my experience, I've always been thoroughly decent people with great morals, and they'd do anything for you, man. And it rubs off because it makes you a better person. As you know, Praveen, we call him Paddy. He's just a great guy, and I wish him all the success in the world. So you see that playing out here, man. You see that they're thoroughly decent people who are following telepathy, and it's rubbing off. And that's been my experience with anybody from India, really. I'm not saying everyone's perfect, no one is, but in my experience, they're better than us, better people than us, man. We are selfish, chip my shoulder shits over here.
As well, John.
Yes. Yeah. Whereas any person from the subcontinent I've ever had interactions with have always been class people.
Very humbling, yeah.
Yes, so look, again, you see it in full, form here with telepathy. A guy who, huge superstar over in India, south of India. He goes over to America, he does videos, he has all the power. He could just sit in his house and hide away like many of the Hollywood superstars, but no, this guy's taking a hands-on approach, and his followers are following suit. So great to see.
Yeah, brilliant, John. We're going to move on to our final topic now, and it's all about Baahubali 2. It turns 4, and here's why this. Yeah, it's fantastic. Here's why this Prabhas-starrer could be the last of its kind in history of Indian cinema. Baahubali 2 mainly united India, cutting across the barriers of language and culture. It was power that so far remained within the confines of the cricket. This is coming in from the Indian Express, John. I'm not going to read all the article, but you can check it out on.
We'll read that in a moment. From
we can check out. You can check out the full article on the website Indian Express. But the opening of Baahubali, the conclusion was nothing short of a carnival. 4 years ago today, there was no fear of crowd and viruses. The only thing on the minds of people who headed for early morning shows, 6 a.m. or even earlier, of the SS Rajamouli epic was to find their seats on time before the show began. The moment the doors opened, people rushed inside, not afraid to step on toes or others shoving you. In these COVID times, it's hard to imagine a world without social distancing, but that was the scene in over 6,000 theatres across India on April 20th, 2017. Everybody in the country wanted to see Baahubali 2, and everyone did sooner or later. That's why the film went on to become the highest earner in the history of Indian cinema. We are deeply, this is not me saying this, we are a deeply diverse country. All of us have different tastes in movies, favourite stars and filmmakers.
True across many countries though,
yeah,
isn't it, Stephen?
that is. Take South India, for example. The movie fans in Tamil Nadu may not feel as excited about the release of, say, an Allu Arjun film as they would about Prabhas-starrer, and movie fans in the Telugu states may not feel the same level of eagerness for a Vijay movie that they would normally feel for a Mahesh Babu-starrer. The Hindi-speaking audiences, meanwhile, have been immune to the charms of the films coming from South, other than a few exceptions. John, that's one of the things since we started on this journey that we've learned about the different areas in India, and styles in movies as well, and music, I was about to say. Different actors mean more to other people than others in different regions, but there's something about Baahubali, John, that we did the review for the beginning and the conclusion, didn't we? We did it each week, didn't we?
Yeah.
It still stands out to me, this film, this story.
Epics, over 3 hours long.
Yeah, John, I would say, I don't really want to compare it to the likes of Spartacus or anything like that, or Ben-Hur or anything like that. They're different in so many ways, but for epicness, if that's a word, it certainly is up there with it.
Yeah, Stephen, it is, man.
And storytelling as well.
Stephen, they were sort of fantasy historical movies, and they were absolutely epic in their stature. I don't actually agree with the article, but I'll get into that. I'm going to quickly read these comments from Ghost Stephen. Oxygen canisters in general are a huge oversight for most governments here. In Brazil, many lives were lost since hospitals ran out of oxygen due to government incompetency. I did hear about that in Brazil. That leader you've got is a bit of a loon ball, isn't he? I don't want to speak about him because I don't know enough, but certainly from what was being reported over here, he ain't a great leader by all accounts. And I've heard about Brazil, the young people in particular are getting really hammered just now. So thought it's great to Brazil as well as India and anywhere else really, it's suffering from it. Indian cinema has a unique flavour of flamboyant fun, action, drama and comedy. It's very popular in the West, but still a breath of fresh air from the seriousness or comic book obsessed with West is, man. Look, we went down the rabbit hole. We've been introduced. It was one comment asked us to react to Baahubali. We've had a flood of it since then. We've really watched and reviewed a lot of stuff. I enjoy it. It's different. It's a different flavour to what we get over here. And just, the way they incorporate music and stuff like that into the movies, it's really, really interesting. And Steve, we've seen some brilliant drama movies, the likes of Dangal and things like that, historical sports drama movies from Amir Khan. So I've really enjoyed it. It's different. And obviously, TV shows different, but it's good. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Stephen, in terms of this article, I don't agree the dogs farted, fuck me. They go on to say that, will we ever see this again? They question, will we ever see a blockbuster in India? And this is pertinent to the rest of the world too, because of COVID, this new normal, will it ever go back to the way it is? They think it won't. I think it will, personally. I think it's bollocks. That dog's fart has really knocked me off my stride here.
It's a dog's bollocks.
It's a dog's bollocks. Stephen, we had the worst pandemic in 1918, the Spanish flu. It wasn't from Spain. I don't know why they get foisted upon them. It was from fucking the World War I trenches. Have a good drink there, Stephen. Over 100 million people died in that, and life went on. It get back to normality. It boomed. It'll be the same after this. We will not be socially distanced, wearing masks for the rest of our lives. We will go back to a degree of normality. These blockbusters will come out. People will rejoice and go and watch them again here, India, everywhere. So I don't agree with the article. It won't be the last of its kind. There will be many more huge releases coming out. 2 years old though, Steve, they did it say, is it 2 years or 4 years? 4 years old. I really enjoyed the movie, man. I preferred this one to the first one, I have to say. And the ending with obviously Mahendra taken down Balala Deva, Rana Dagubati and Prabhas were brilliant in
John,
that
I'll
movie.
be honest with you, we talked about it before we did the review, that we had to sort of iron out a lot of creases by discussing it with each other, because some of the stuff interpreted confused me, confused you, but both of us speaking about it, we worked it out.
Yeah.
The sort of format of that storytelling.
Yeah, is it his son?
In the first one, yeah.
Is it him?
Yeah, it confuses a little bit. Just,
Incarnated.
I think it was just maybe lost in translation with us, but looking back on it now, it makes perfect sense, and I think the conclusion helped that as well. It helped sort of fill those gaps in, and absolutely loved it. Thought the story was amazing. Acting was top notch as well, and some of the scenes as well. I always remember the flags, those sheets.
Yeah. When they were both racing to try and get the sort of the invading guys leader to try and become king.
It was epic, absolutely epic.
Stephen, it's S.S. Rajamouli, and look, with the experience with this guy's movies, he is an epic director. He is epic scale, and we see this in Triple R. I think it is this movie about two freedom fighters from different walks of life coming together. That's not even out yet. We've got KGF Chapter 2 coming out.
Yeah.
As long as you have movies like this coming out, and this shit dies down, and it will inevitably go away, this virus, via vaccinations and just treatment, it will disappear. Life will move on. We will have people going to watch these movies and earn money for it. You see Godzilla vs Kong, man, it's made a bomb. You see Mortal Kombat's made $50 million. It made $50 million in its opening weekend, so it's already rebounding, and we've not even got hits like Spider-Man, No Way Home, fucking Eternals, all these big hits coming out, potentially big hits that could flop, but they'll be hits. So we will see cinema coming back. There's no doubt in my mind it's not dead. Get another comment. Asian markets tend to be niche in terms of cinema. Lack of mass appeal can limit their size and production, especially now during COVID. But the massive domestic audiences, especially India and China, can sustain these projects on their own. Exactly. The south of India, man, is just exploding during this pandemic. It seems to be more, I don't know, inspiration, imagination in their storytelling. I don't want to piss off the north of India, but I think they seem to be having a bit of a moment just now.
Yeah, we've covered it, and it's a fact.
And it's carrying it. It's carrying the Indian sort of film scene just now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because they're less populated too, so they've not been getting scudded with COVID quite as much. I think the whole of India is now, though. So without going on and prattling on and on and on and on and on, I wish them all the best, man. I wish everyone all the best. You as well, Go Sand. If you're over in Brazil, I wish I was in Brazil when there was no COVID. I don't want to be there now. So I wish you all the best, man, with that. Stay safe. But look, that's going to round up the show, isn't it, Stephen? Because we are done here.
Done, yeah. We started off great, didn't we?
You have a great week as well. We will try. It's been a hard fucking week for me. I've been knocked my pan in with weight training, but that's self-inflicted. Can't complain when you're doing it yourself. What's your thoughts, though, on this... what is it called, Stephen? The Black Phone?
The Black Phone, yeah.
The Black Phone, this Blumhouse Scott Derrickson collaboration. Is that something you're excited about? You're looking forward to seeing this great horror director working with a great horror studio. What do you make about the other topics? This the Tomorrow War, Chris Pratt movie. I'm trying to read the topics. My eyesight's goosed. You can comment about that. Star Wars, telepathy, anything at all. If you feel compelled to share it, you can put it in the comment section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it. As ever, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, hit the follow button. Over on Twitch if you want to see more content like this in the future, and you will duly get it, guys. That's how it works. But look, as ever, until then, I've said it again, as ever, I'll say it again. Bye-bye. But I can't. He can. I can. He can.